Three 11 to 18 points. Borris-Ileigh beating Drom-Inch here in Holycross. I think the standout player would have to be James Devaney with a couple of brilliant goals. So Shane Keegan and Stephen Gleeson at Tipp FM. What did you make of that, Shane?
Yeah, he was electric, that's for sure. Very, very unlucky not to have got the third goal in the end. His first goal probably was what swung it in your favour, because it took you a long, long time to get going. It really, really did. But a bad mistake by Drom-Inch as well for that first goal. But yeah, he was electric in the second half. I thought Dan stepped up big time in the second half as well. The ball in for Devaney's second goal was brilliant, wasn't it?
He's a joy to watch, Shane. I mean, he's just brilliant. He just has this skill, turn of pace. You know, he has everything. And to hit the crossbar going down the home straight there. A few minutes left, thinking about his point, said I'll go for the goal off the crossbar. You know, he's a sweet hurler, and of course, grandson of the great star for Tipp, Liam Devaney, back in the day.
Yeah, Liam Devaney, hurler of the year, Caltech's hurler of the year 1961. I think the plus side for Borris-Ileigh was going for goals all the time. It led to JD Devaney's second goal. Kieran Maher with a little ball popped over the top when maybe it felt, but this Borris team was just going for goals, and sometimes the goals didn't come because they're trying to force it, but sometimes they do come because they're forcing it. So it's a mixed bag, isn't it?
Questionable on occasion there, all right. Yeah. I mean, I think it was Kenny went for one there at one stage as well, where actually they should have scored after rebound off that one as well. So they had two chances for the goal off that, but at that stage you're thinking, why is he not popping that one over the bar? And as you say, killer instinct for JD to go for the goal, but the score being it was, I would have thought maybe popping it over the bar was the wiser decision. But likewise, the decision making down the other end from Drom-Inch at times towards the end there was shocking.
Well, there was a couple of incidents, a couple of bad wides from Drom, we'll say, and I'd say Seamus Callan had a chance to put it back to 1 point. There were 2 points behind. He goes for a quick free into a man who might have buried a goal to put him a point ahead and miscues it altogether. Did you think the decision making was a bit off from Drom?
Yeah, I thought when he went for a point before that, he'd go for a point with that and bring it back to a 1 point game. So they were going down the home straight. You know, they were still in the game, still alive, and they've done that all year. Drom have been a couple of points down, but hung in there. Did so in the mid-final against Upchurch, did so earlier in the year in the championship, and they just thought about that goal. I think maybe looking back, you'd say put the point up, go back down the field, win the ball and go again. But they had 2 or 3 wides there when the game, was in the melting pot. And had they just kind of steadied, they had time on the ball there, But Borris' backs were brilliant in the second half, I thought. They won an awful lot of ball, cleared it out. Tom Ryan foot there, super as well, hanging around the middle of the field there, and JD up top. And look, I think Borris will take stopping, really.
Borris were 5 points to 0 down at the start of the game, and it seemed to be everything was going against script, because locally it seemed to be the talk that Borris-Ileigh were going to win. The last 15 or 20 minutes, I don't think Borris-Ileigh scored either. They were 3-11 to 13 ahead, something like that, in full control. Is this Borris team still have a while to go yet, or are they ready for a county semi-final?
They have to have another gear. If you look at the players they have there, Dan McCormick is there, Brendan Maher. You've got 2 or 3 live wire forwards there. Kevin Maher in one corner, JD Devaney the other, Jerry Kelly, very young full forward line. And maybe with a bit more experience, they might have pointed a couple of those late efforts and just kind of secured the scoreboard more than anything else. But look, they're alive. They're there with momentum. They're beating a hard team there to get over with Callanan, Woodlock, Johnny Ryan, bangers there in defence. They have a drummer strong and physical, and Borris just edged it in the end. But they'll worry about that last 10 minutes that they didn't pint.
Realistically, they only hurled for half an hour. They probably gave last 15 minutes of the second, of the first half and first 15 minutes of the second, and to come out with the win on the back of that is fair going. I mean, the first 15 minutes of the second half I thought was definitely what really won it for them. I was standing where I was just a couple of yards away from Shamey on the sideline, maybe 10 minutes into the second half, and he was turning across to his sideline with the arms in the air roaring across at him. He felt something needed to be done or something needed to be changed, because that was the period that definitely got away from them, wasn't it?
And then just looking at a couple of the quarterfinals that happened on Saturday, you had Kiladangan coming through against Tumivara. Tumivara had a short turnaround after playing extra time last week, and then the other game was Nenagh beating Aero Anacarty. I'm not sure if you saw them, but what did you make of that?
Yeah, Anacarty, they have a lot of miles on the clock, really. They had 2 really, energy-sapping West finals, the draw and the replay, and went down to Clonolty. If you'd won that, you just live off the energy of that. They lost that game, really, and Nenagh just got on top in the second half, and that steamrolled them. And Nenagh will feel they left a county final behind them last year, so they're coming at this as this is the year now for them. This is the time for Nenagh. They've Jake Morris there, big star with Tipp. They have a lot of steady players across the field, so they're well open to it. And the 4 teams left at the moment, we're looking at 3 North teams into the semi-finals, and you're looking there at a serious team there in Kiladangan as well. Willie Connors, serious player, Alan Flynn, you know, Billy Seymour, lads, this guy is, you know, lit up the under-20 championship, has really, you know, shined under Liam Cahill and Mikey Bevan's coaching this year, and he's really starring for Kiladangan. So I think it's well open. Those two teams into it, and both of them, you know, have had serious battles the last few years, and there's been nothing in it. It's a really exciting Tipp championship, Shane.
Brilliant stuff, lads. Thanks.